back with another spoiler-free movie reaction. And today's movie reaction is pretty much going to be my Mother's Day segment here because, as you know, Mother's Day is coming up. So for this Mother's Day segment, I decided to do it on Evil Dead Rise. Which, to be honest, I can't believe that I'm doing a movie reaction on this one. In all honesty, I haven't seen any of the Evil Dead movies, not even the remake, so I am honestly telling y'all that I don't know anything about this franchise. I've heard so much about it. I've heard talk about it. I've heard friends of mine that have watched it, and some of them liked it. Others were like, yeah, it's cool, whatever. But for me, this was my first Evil Dead film that I have seen, so I'm pretty much going in this one cold. Let me first start off by saying that I was not planning on doing a movie reaction to this film until I came up with this idea to do it for the Mother's Day segment, because I saw the trailers and they all freaked me out. Every inch of it, even the poster of the movie freaked me out, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna skip out on this one. But then I kept hearing talk and I kept hearing people say how interesting it was and how brilliant the concepts that were used in this film was. And so I was like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, then I better do it now before it gets too late. I have a lot circling around in my brain about this film because I was just kind of blown away by it. This film really does circle around the theme of parenthood, motherhood in particular, and that subject is explored in the relationship between these two sisters in the film, Beth and Ellie. This film is basically centering around the relationship between two sisters. One that is a mother to three who has been recently abandoned by her husband and their father, and the other is a guitar technician who has just discovered something that has happened to her that she is trying to figure out how she's going to handle this situation. And also on top of that, with everything that I know when it comes to Evil Dead, people keep telling me that the setting for Evil Dead would normally be at a cabin in the woods type of setting. But in this movie, what was interesting is that it was set in an apartment. And the theme of motherhood is explored in this relationship between Beth and Ellie, who are the two sisters. And I found it very interesting how different elements of, or different aspects of what comes with parenthood and motherhood, and how it can be both a positive thing or a negative thing, depending on how you look at it as a individual. And on top of that, when it came down to motherhood is not the only theme that's being explored in the film. Other stuff like when it comes to future uncertainties, like things just all of a sudden just throw your life into chaos and you don't know how you're gonna handle the situation, but you're just trying to do the best you can in the situation. Or even just anxieties about becoming a parent, or even in the moment of being a parent, that it's like, you as a parent, you do want to do what's best for your children, you want to be there for them, you want to do the best that you can, but at the same time, as a individual, as yourself, there are some things about being a parent that are kind of like, feel like kind of lynchy like feeling when you have kids. You feel like you don't really have your own life anymore. You are constantly connected and bonded to these other beings that are looking up to you for love, support, and answers to things that don't make sense, or answers to things that just automatically happen, and you don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to process it. And as a parent, that can be anxiety ridden in itself, just trying to figure out the best ways to handle it. That is, if you wish to be a good parent, that is. And the film also deals with other topics too, like seeing someone that you love in a different lighting that is more frightening than you ever imagined you would see them in. And also that our actions have consequences, whether they be of the most noblest intent or not. But what I found very interesting in this film is that, and this isn't really spoilers, if you've seen the trailer, you kind of know what's gonna happen a little bit to one of the characters. The character of Ellie, she's the one who is the first to be possessed and becomes a deadite. And I love that when exploring, how can I say, the negative side of motherhood when she becomes a deadite. But because it's like when she becomes one, that's when the whole manipulation tactics start coming in, and she starts saying all these awful things to her sister, to her kids, like as if those were personal things that maybe she was thinking just only in her head, but never really vocalized them, because that's her sister, that's her kids. But it was interesting to see that come out through her being a deadite and showing just the most ruthless side of her. And also when it comes to Beth, the youngest sister, she is dealing more so with the issues of when it comes to just dealing with the fear of motherhood and what may come with that, and if this is something that she really could see herself doing in the future or whatnot, and just facing those fears head on. And that was actually pretty intriguing, if I can definitely say so myself. It was a nice take on showing the things that when one who isn't a parent yet fears when they think of the idea of becoming a parent, becoming a mother or a father. But what I absolutely love the most about this film is that, especially in this horror genre that it's in, is that there is no savior that comes in to save the day, in my opinion. It's more so that it still is sticking with the theme end of itself, that it's like, as a mother, you're just doing that the best that you can do in your moments of when things, whether things are going good, whether things are going awful, like in your darkest moments, even, that as a mother, you're doing the best that you can do for your children. And even then, it's basically like, how else can I put it? Like rising to the occasion, if you get my pun on that. And so it's like, I like that about this film, because it's like, it shows that even as a just individual yourself, all you are doing is doing the best that you can do. And sometimes the best that you can do works out, and you really do pray that it does work out. And sometimes it only helps in just the littlest of ways, but even in those little ways, there is still a way to the end of the tunnel, if you know what I mean. It's just going to take a little work, and it's going to take going through crap, going through things you didn't think that you would ever go through in life. And so I really love that aspect of that in this film. And one thing that you should keep in mind in this movie is that, yeah, this is a horror film, but the thing is that they don't give you any sense of security with any of these characters. The thing you should know is that anyone can go at any point in this movie. Anyone can be possessed and be turned into a deadite. Anyone can be killed off completely and you never see them again, type of thing. It's quite, it was, that was quite intense, but I liked it because it was honest. That is like, anybody can go. It doesn't matter if they are the most awful character or the most, you know, good intentions of a character. Anyone can be picked off, basically. So the visual effects were stunning. From what I could see, and like I said, I normally do not enjoy horror films that have too much blood, too much gore. I already said that, but when I do take a chance and actually watch a film and see their visual effects, special effects, CGI effects involved and whatnot, I can admire it for if it does come off as believable, comes off as, okay, I can believe that this is really happening here, or this is real, this looks more like real blood. It doesn't look like fake blood. It doesn't look like just something that you can paint on anything and pass it off as actual blood because it has that little hint of it in there. So the visual effects, definitely on point in my opinion. Also, the acting was brilliantly done by the cast, especially by Elisa Sutherland, who plays Ellie. She was really good as both the human and deadite, and also the kids were really good too. I was actually very surprised at how well the kids acting was in this film. So I think as far as acting goes, I would give it, if not A minus, a definitely bordering on the line of A plus. It was that good. Okay, so let's wrap this up, shall we? So on a scale of 1 to 10, I have to give this movie a, oh my God, this is kind of tough. I have to give it a 9.5. I like this movie so much, and if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend you get a chance and go and see it, because this film, it definitely broke all my expectations and preconceptions of it before seeing it. And also, when I thought it was just going to be a senseless bloodbath or a senseless, like, it's great in the effects but not good in the story, or the story is great but the effects don't match up with it, I was totally surprised and I loved it. And that's saying a lot for, like I said, for someone who hasn't seen any of the Evil Dead movies and definitely is not into films that have too much bordering on the line of like true horror or just horror that is like cringeworthy or makes you just like shrill or even just make your skin crawl. So I enjoyed it. Not that I'm advising you to go see this movie with your mom or whatnot, but if she could handle it, if she doesn't mind those kind of movies, this could be a little nice mother-child day out to see a movie like this. But only if she can handle it. If she can't handle it, don't say I didn't warn you. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will be doing my next movie reaction on the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 coming out, and also on The Little Mermaid when it comes out. So look forward to seeing those videos soon. And I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.